Well, thanks very much for the introduction. I'm here to talk to you officially about Spec by example, but not really. Kind of what I'd really like to talk about is outrunning your competition, how to outrun your competition. And kind of one of the problems that I generally have is I tend to be a bug magnet. I tend to break stuff around me all the time. And I moved from Serbia to the UK. When I came to the UK, I had this thing where trying to open a bank account after the first 5 minutes of the person entering my details in the computer, she said, sorry sir, we can't open a bank account for you. You've not paid your tax last year. I said, well, what do you mean I've not paid my tax? Okay, fair enough, I'm from Serbia, so kind of we're psychologically opposed to tax, but yes, I have. And she said, no, you've not. The computer clearly says you've not paid your tax. I said, well, kind of, this is a UK computer in a UK bank. I come from Serbia. Here's my passport. Here's my plane ticket. Well, we'd know if you paid your tax in Serbia. So, well, there's kind of Serbian tax offices, 2 computers that are at the moment both playing solitaire, so probably not. And then I tried to explain the whole thing to her, and she said, okay, and phones up somebody who comes down, presses some magic combinations of keys, and we move on to the next stage. And 5 minutes later, she says, oh, sorry, sir, we can't open an account for you. You've been recently released from prison. Oh, that's a completely new thing. I didn't know about it, and I got to explain again, here's my passport, here's my plane ticket. What do you mean, released from prison? And she said, okay, let me phone up, and she found somebody, says, are you on voters registration list? I said, well, Serbian passport. Okay, and she goes, again, calls this guy who comes with a magical combination of keys and kind of moves stuff. So, that's the kind of stuff that happens to me all the time. It's very difficult to be a developer when you kind of break software around you all the time. Being from Serbia, we used to the country fell up and reformed so many times that we actually went through the maximum number of reissuing passport covers. So I used to travel with a Yugoslav passport, and every time I tried to cross any sensible border, somebody would put in a YUG as a country code. Oracle says record not found, and then I have a really difficult conversation with the border guard and stuff like that. But occasionally, breaking software works in my favor as well. So I was in Italy on a holiday a couple of years ago, and Italians really do not get credit cards because they're opposed to tax as well. And everything has to be paid in cash. So I was trying to get cash out of the cash machine. And there's, of course, only one cash machine at the airport. And there's a huge queue, and my kids are screaming, everybody's nervous, and I'm trying to get some cash out. And all of a sudden, there's an error message coming up in German. Which I'm in Italy, so why German? I have no idea. And I don't speak any German at all, but I'm figured out that it says contact your bank. So I'm trying to call my bank, and people behind me are yelling at me in Italian to move away. And at that point, a message pops up in German again that I could clearly make out as OK, cancel. So if you've ever done any testing in your life, you have to press cancel at that point. And I press cancel, and the machine starts saying, out comes 300 euros. I've never found that transaction in my account. So. And so being a bug magnet has its perks as well. So being from Yugoslavia, being from former Yugoslavia, probably the only person in this room who's actually been bombed by one of these. And we had a very interesting case of that. Actually, while we were bombed with these things, we actually managed to shoot one down. Nobody knows how, because our air defense is spears and stones and stuff like that. The official story is that we had some Russian World War II vacuum tube radars that they've not tested this against. This is a state-of-the-art electronic technology. Nobody thought anybody's ever going to try and catch it with that kind of stuff. So that's a perfect example of somebody trying to view your website in IE6 and everything falling apart. And the stealth bombers are really the apex of technology today, and it's amazing the kind of stuff they can do. One particular stealth bomber that's really important for what I want to talk about today is called the Spirit of Kansas.